Sportsman Show here from Zoom for Nutmeg Television. I am your host, Joe Musil, along with my host, Jason DeCarolis. Yeah,
Yep,
I pronounced that correctly?
I got the real name this time, bud.
Yeah, I got your real name, a.k.a. Coachy.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. It is Sunday, June 14th. Happy Flag Day. This is a little bit of a holiday today, so.
Yep, I got my U.S. shirt on.
Yep.
Right.
Congratulations in your support. I figure today you can lead the charge with the shirts today.
Yeah.
For that, I'll wear my USA shirt from the 4th of July coming up, but that's a couple weeks away.
Yep, sure.
But the first topic we have to discuss is what happened last night in baseball. So, Joe, take it away on it.
Well, baseball, let's see here. It's not good news. It's not good news at all. Baseball is still arguing over money. They can say their spiel that they're arguing over the coronavirus or anything else like that, but it's money. That's plainly simple what it's come down to. Players want their full rated salaries. Owners don't want that. It's in the proposal. It's the same amount of money that they started off with in the beginning for the I think it was 72 games or something like that. The owners haven't budged on that since day one, since in March, since we were going to learn about this. So they just can't get over themselves. And with everybody being out of work, with the virus staying home, there's no hope in sight for baseball to come along. And I'm really angry at baseball for doing that and stuff like that. They're supposed to be Americans' pastime and everything, but it's just a mess. What else you got, Coachy?
Okay. I have a statement from Tony Clark, which I'm going to read, that I found this morning. So I will bring it up right now, and I will read it to you all because I have it right in front of me when it comes up. Let me click on it, and here it comes. This is the statement we're going to read. Let me get there eventually. Okay. The statement from Major League Baseball Players Associate Executive Director and former Major Leaguer Tony Clark. Players want to play. It's who we are and what we do. Since March, the association has made it clear that our number one focus is playing the fullest season possible, as soon as possible, as safely as possible. Players agreed to billions of monetary concessions as a means to that end, and in the face of repeated media leaks and misdirection, we made additional proposals to inject new reviews into the industry, proposals that would benefit the owners, players, broadcast partners, and fans alike. It's now become apparent that these efforts have fallen upon deaf ears. In recent days, owners have decried the supposed improbability of owning a baseball team, and the commissioner has repeatedly threatened to schedule a dramatically shortened season unless players agree to hundreds of millions in further concessions. Our response has been consistent that such concessions are unwarranted, would be fundamentally unfair to players, and that our sport deserves the fullest 2020 season possible. These remain in positions today, particularly in light of new reports regarding MLB's national television rights, information we requested from the league weeks ago, but were never provided. As a result, it unfortunately appears that further dialogue with the league would be futile. It's time to get back to work. Tell us when and where. Well, you guys have had a long time going through all this stuff, okay?
Yes, they have.
We've gone through, am I going to guess correctly? We've had 6 proposals. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's up to about 6. Yeah, I say about 6.
The players have won one of them, 114 games. That was called with the full salary. But the problem was the owners didn't really want the season to go till December. That was that was one key element. Yep. Then the owners have decided to keep on. They want to keep consistent with the 76, 80 games in that ballpark. And yes, they've yet to even take in the salary, and they keep bumping it up. They've gone from 50 to 75 and now to 80 to 85%. And the players have said, 100%.
Yeah.
So now if it forces the commissioner to decide to go to a 50-game schedule, Here's the question. Do they go along with it, or they just say, you know what, forget it, we're not going to play this year?
It looks like they're going to probably say forget it and not play this year.
Yeah, I just can't say that's a guarantee, because if they play 50 games, Joe, they're only going to play games in their division. They will not. They'll be lucky. Like, for example, the AL East, they'll only travel as far as Florida, like the Red Sox will.
Yeah.
But that's the farthest place they're going to have to get to travel. And, of course, I don't think there's going to be fans at the games this year.
Probably not. There's probably definitely going to be no fans. In a 50-game season, how are you going to judge a true champion?
How does it hurt with these players becoming free agents at the end of this coming season, like Mookie Betts, for example?
Yep, Mookie Betts coming up, and arbitration I think is coming up next season too. So that could be a real mess. That could be even messier than this. Mm-hmm. It sounds like the players and the owners are so far apart that when they said statement of we just want to play ball
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all, because then every argument is that the money is not there. The money is not there. So,
and don't get us wrong, the players are sitting home right now not doing a whole lot, well, except taking care of their families and stuff, and playing practice and everything else, but they're just getting to a point where they just want to play. And there actually is, I don't think there was an option yet that said, okay, can they play, or they said you don't have to play this year or not. I don't think that was in that contract.
I don't think so either. I don't think there's any option that you have to play. I think there's an option for expanded rosters, though.
Yeah, I think that's what would happen. I think instead of 25, they may extend it for this season. But, if we do it this year, then you're going to want to do it for next year and beyond.
Yeah, but if they do kick off a good season of the 48 games, that's going to affect next season and stuff, because they already shortened their draft by seven rounds to 40. They used to have 40 rounds.
Yeah, this year they only had 5.
7.
Oh, 7 rather. Okay.
7 rounds. Yeah, but they used to have 40. And if they cut down on the minor league teams and cut baseball, how's that going to work? I don't see it working.
And remember, these minor league teams either, you feel bad for them right now because they don't have a say in this. What are they going through right now?
I know. What's the Yard Goats actually going through right now, and how are they actually going to be able to play next year if there's no
and the worst of it, they have a new stadium that they've had for 4 years.
Yeah.
If they wind up folding, the stadium's like, yep, we just wasted all that money to build a new stadium, and now it looks like it's just going to sit there, and you'll be lucky if you can get high school teams or college teams to play there.
Yeah, that'd be a big waste for Hartford. That'd be because Yard Goats pushed for that stadium, and we built it for them. And
and actually, if you recall last year too, that we had to wait a whole year because they were fighting in court about it.
Yeah, because the renovations weren't up to par and weren't done yet. So it's a mess. I don't know.
It's the worst than when they had their strike in baseball too.
Yeah, it's the worst than, what was it, 92 they struck?
I think it was 94.
94.
The Montreal Expos were supposed to win the whole thing, and then the strike stopped them.
Yep. And that's just another mess right there.
Yeah, that was their best season ever too, by the way.
Yep. And now they're not even the Montreal Expos.
No, they're not even the Montreal Expos now. That's why they moved down to D.C. instead.
Yeah. So
but
Washington did win it last year.
They did win the World Series, yes. And the interesting thing is about the Nationals right now, as long as they're still not playing baseball, they're still the World Series champions until someone gets crowned or they're eliminated from the regular season.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just really angry with baseball. It's just it's a hatred right now.
Yeah, I
Not,
know. It's like right now, for any fan, you're better off going to a Little League game right now. Regular season, even though they canceled the tournament, they're still going to open up and play some games at least.
They're still opening for Little League in Connecticut?
Regular season games, I believe so. Yeah, but no
all-star team, no.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I know. I can go down the street probably if they're still playing the senior league.
Well, I don't know if they're playing at the stadium though. You may have to go over to the next field.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, there is a baseball field in back of the.
Yeah. Yep.
Field across the street. So.
But yeah, I know that's what fans are going to have to enjoy and stuff is just Little League baseball this year probably, and
even T-ball if they play it.
T-ball. I saw the New Britain Bees are actually practicing and stuff like that. They're gearing up for their season.
Does it look like though they're going to play though? Because remember the Bristol Blues are not.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how that. Well, I don't know how they're giving housing to the players. I remember we had to house the players and stuff in Connecticut in the Bristol for them to play.
And it's weird too because remember the Blues moved up in the ranks for this year too.
Yeah.
Went down where the Blues were.
Yep. So how are they playing and gearing up for a season and we're not?
I don't know. Maybe they called it too soon. I don't know because remember they're calling everything off as well ahead of schedule, and then they're thinking that we're gonna spike something somewhere. So
yeah, I know. Didn't we have a spike in players from?
Go ahead.
From UHart, right?
University of Houston, yes.
Houston, yep.
They had to stop all their workouts and stuff because 6 people got tested positive. I saw that. I read that. That's why I shared that one.
Yep.
And you got to remember, too, with the other states, like, for example, North Carolina, I've heard they're very close to reclosing again.
Okay.
Because they're getting their cases and everything. And, and if North Carolina does close, question is, it could hurt the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team since they made the playoffs. Would they be allowed to play, or are they going to get told they have to stay home and they get forfeited?
Oh, jeez. So that wouldn't be good for hockey.
No, losing a team like that. And remember, too, and back to baseball, you heard about the Toronto Blue Jays, right? They're in trouble because they have not lifted the ban on travel yet.
Yep. They're still stuck in Canada. They'll be stuck in Canada.
Yeah, and not only that, they could either be playing in another stadium or they're going to have to play in a minor league ballpark if they have to.
Yep. And they're probably, once they fly over into the United States, they're going to have to quarantine for a couple weeks and stuff. 14 days. So baseball's got to get its act together or they're going to say just screw it. Screw the season.
Forget it and get ready for next season. And we're going to lose a lot of fans, too.
Yeah, they will. I think the fans are pretty angry about this.
Because they went through this once before. We lost fans. They started to come back just a little bit, and this would definitely lose more fans.
Yeah, this would definitely lose more fans. But, okay. Yeah. Are we done yelling at baseball?
That's I'm done with baseball. I wanted to get it out of our system because it just, like I said, when I saw that article, that's it. I got to share it. The end. I couldn't deal with it anymore. All right. Basketball right now, the NBA, they've been setting more of their guidelines up now.
Yep.
July 22nd is their date that they're going to resume.
Yep.
But players had a meeting, and some don't feel very comfortable about this.
Okay.
Now, take Kyle Irving, for example. He had a players meeting. Some of them think that this is good. Some of them think this is bad. They already set the guidelines up. they said the first few teams, they're going to be there around for 53 days or something like that. And then for the finals, I think would be like 70-something days. But they've got the NBA finals starting for September 1st.
Yeah, September 1st.
Yeah, that's what they're saying
for the
right
finals. And they have to go 7 games.
4 out of 7. Don't forget, everyone's going to be playing who still has a playoff chance. 8 regular season games to boot, too.
Oof, that's a long season. That's almost just as long as if they've tried to finish the season and play.
Yes, yeah. Exactly right. There were some statements that, let me read you some statements here about the NBA because it just, it peddles your mind about this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, I don't need to know about public health study that will support valorization. I don't need to know that.
Sure you do.
Yeah, well, there's something about Yale, so I said,
yeah.
Oh, I don't need to know about that. All right, wait, let me see what I have next here. It's starting to get an idea here.
Well,
now they're saying the NBA is now aiming to resume the regular season on Thursday, July 30th. And another one says if any players decide not to participate when the NBA season resumes in July, teams will be eligible to replace them with other players.
Wait.
So it's like the same truth for players who get injured or test positive for COVID-19. Teams can sign another player through the person replaced with the ineligible with then he ineligible to return to the 2019-2020 season. 40, 50 players recently had a conference call. Okay, yep, great. And surrounding a quarantine, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know they've been working on the restart of the season. Yeah. And yeah, it's beginning to be set in stone that they're going to play this. And it just doesn't sound like, it's about maybe 50-50 split about coming back. But you know what, though? Some of these players, they're in training camps now, but they still got a while. They still have over a month.
Yeah, a month to even start.
Yup.
Stuff.
So. I mean, they've already discussed, too, when they start the season again in December, they've already said they're going to have a shortened season.
Well, yeah, they're only going to have that 8 games or something to see who actually makes it into the playoffs.
Yeah, which I don't think it doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm happy these teams are getting a chance, but that's called you're dragging it. You're dragging this now.
Yeah. It does sound like they're dragging it. And they sound like they're dragging it to get more money.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not being like what hockey's doing right now. They're doing this in phases right now, as you know.
Yeah.
The next phase is July 10th, where when full training camps are open.
Okay.
So we haven't still gotten a date yet for that sport to resume, but if everything goes well, July 10th could be when they have full training camps. We got to remember we have teams that play from Canada, same boat, but it may not be as bad. That's why I think they're delaying on the start. So they're waiting to see when Canada lifts the restriction ban.
Okay.
So, and it makes sense to do that too, Joe.
Yeah, it does.
Out of the major sports right now, basketball doesn't care about what phase they want to do. At least with hockey, they're having some sense and ideas how they're doing this.
Yeah, on the ESPN website for the app, the enormous risk and stakes driving the NBA safety discussions. So they're switching it back to the safety thing. They tell the fans that okay, we got a plan, we got everything, and now they're switching their language back to the safety. It's like, okay, now didn't you think about this before?
No, of course not.
I mean, haven't you gotten this out of your system about the safety thing?
Nope.
It looks like they don't want to start either, maybe.
Well, and if they didn't want to start, well, then why were they discussing that you want to start in the first place? It's the same thing with the NHL too. Same thing, same question.
Yep, same question. When are you going to start? And if that's going to be exact date that you put, you roll the ball out and play.
Yep.
And then they just keep on feeding the public about the safety and stuff like that, just delaying it.
Already enough, you got no fans going to these games, so I don't even know
why they're
worry as much.
Yeah.
I mean, all you're going to have in the arenas in Orlando and in the hockey ones, you're going to have basically probably security guards. Not as many, though.
Yep.
Maybe some other personnel probably going to have to wear the mask.
Probably.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. The more times they wait, the more people they have to get clearance and stuff and health reasons and health issues for these venues.
Don't forget, too, the NBA that I just read that there will be testing every other day.
Yeah. And they probably are going to say, do we have enough testing to even do that every other day to 16 teams? That's
right. And not only that, if for some reason a player gets tested positive,
yeah, I know.
That can be, you better send that player home immediately. Don't bother staying with the hotel. You've got to find a way to go somewhere else on your own.
Yeah, you got to quarantine that player off and stuff.
Yep. And not only that, you better hope that none of the officials get it or anything, because remember, it takes one little situation and they'll shut it down, and this time they will not bring it back. Yep. This is like a second chance in sports for these two sports. They're very fortunate they're getting a second chance. I mean, look at soccer. They're starting to really get underway now again.
Yep. They have a lot of games going on overseas.
Yeah, they had a German game on this morning again.
Yep.
Even the Major League Soccer, that's going to be held in Orlando and Kissimmee. Yep. They've already got a 2016 tournament all set.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart because, if you play the regular season, they'll play the entire season, and they'll probably go until next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes sense.
As long as it doesn't snow in Orlando, they'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to be okay for these 2016. I mean, yeah, you do have to spread playing it a little bit on the soccer field. You got to use more than just one stadium. You got to use a couple of stadiums.
Yeah. But I'm sure Orlando is big enough to do that.
Yeah, the Wild World of Sports. Yeah, well, they're using the Wild World of Sports now. It's like a rental now. So
yeah, renting that out. We'll see Mickey Mouse in the outfield.
That baseball field down there is really minor league. It can be used as a major league park for spring training, but not during the regular season.
But
yeah,
I know.
So, all right. We promised we weren't going to discuss this for very long, unlike we did last week. Football, it's starting to make news again, and this is the wrong way to go with it again, just like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Racism and stuff.
Yep, here we go again, and they're going to kneel during the anthem. And even when I heard Bill O'Brien, the head coach of the Houston Texans, is going to do this, I said, "Oh boy, here we go. This is going to make NFL fans now get more angry."
Yeah, we haven't seen the burning of the jerseys yet, or the burning of the season tickets, or the angry person on YouTube doing anything yet. But let's take it back to the Colin Kaepernick situation and stuff. That he was he took a knee for his stand and stuff.
He was the first player, I think, he did that, right?
Yeah, he was the first player to take a knee for racism and injustice in the police. But he was going to sit. He was going to sit throughout the whole thing. And he asked a fellow Marine and stuff. He said, I forgot the guy's name.
Yep.
But he said to Colin Kaepernick, "Why don't you kneel? If you're not going to stand, why don't you kneel?" And then that's less disrespectful because
At least he's standing, but not like sitting on the whole bench.
Yeah, at least you're not there sitting on your butt. You
Right.
know, a lot of Marines and stuff like that, they kneel when a soldier dies and stuff. They pray at the grave. They kneel. That's what they do. So a lot of people just saw that as just kneeling, but he took the advice from the guy and said, "Yeah, I'll kneel. I'm not going to stand, but I'll kneel out of respect." So he was doing it out of respect. So that.
Now, if you remember correctly, if you remember a couple of years ago at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they wouldn't come out of the locker room for this situation, but one of their players did stay out for the anthem only because he went to Army for college.
He went to Army for college. That still makes him a Marine and stuff.
Right, yeah. But none of the Steelers came out of the locker room for the anthem. They stayed in there.
Well, that was a quick decision by him just to go out there. I think he didn't tell his teammates that he was actually going out there. After that, I believe the situation that and after that, his teammates said, "Yeah, I'm going to support you," and stuff like that. They would have went out with him and stood with him. So that I think they miscommunicated on when they were going to go out and stuff for the Steelers, and they would have went out with him. They would have stood with him and
yep.
been a unit. So
yeah, because now, unfortunately, with what's going on, again, they're saying that they're going to start kneeling during the anthem. It's going to be. Is it going to get worse than it was 3 years ago? Is it going to be still the same? That's a big question. Everybody, I think, did a knee for like maybe during the anthem for one game, and then that was it. Then they stood the rest of the way. But you're going to see more of these players take a knee now this year. In soccer, they have banned that. You cannot take a knee. You have to be out there for the anthem.
Okay.
I don't know what Megan Rapinoe is going to do. Either she's going to stand for the flag, or is she going to have to go in the locker room and stay in there during the anthem so she doesn't disrespect anybody?
Yeah, but remember Jerry Jones and everybody in Dallas Cowboys? They took a knee
on the 50-yard line, nonetheless.
Yep, 50-yard line before the anthem was played, and they took a knee in unity, and
then when the anthem was played, they stood up.
They stood up.
A lot of these teams did that, actually.
Yeah,
quite
a few did that. So,
but at least they got it out of the way. But still, you still don't want to have individuals start doing this, and then it can cause a very interesting scene. Even John Tortorella back then, when we had the World Cup in hockey, he said it right off the bat. He said anybody who takes a knee on the bench will be on the bench for the entire game. You will not see one shift on the ice.
Okay.
So you probably don't remember that, but that's what happened before that World Tournament started. It doesn't matter anyway. The United States stunk. They didn't play that well anyway.
No.
We did actually have, Joe, we did have one hockey player who was going to take a knee and actually got punished for it. Yeah. His name is Tyler Johnson. He plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is somewhat black player. So what he did, he took a knee, and the coaches were like, "No, you can't do that." So he had to do some community service and stuff, or otherwise he was told that he was going to be suspended from the team.
Well, see, that's the owner controlling the player, which it brings into the racism and stuff like that. That most of the owners in Major League Sports are white. Most of them are. There's very few. I don't think there's any in football black owners or anything like that.
There's general managers who are, but not
owners.
No, we do actually have one for Jacksonville that not. I think he's from. I think he has a weird name too, but I can't remember where he was born from, but he's got an interesting accent.
But that's that's uh, the rich owner controlling the player. That's just what. Trying to word this so I don't get in trouble.
No, I know you don't.
So,
I'm the same way. Don't feel bad.
it's just with the. Is it fully disrespectful to take a knee when Marines do it anyways? When Marines and soldiers and stuff like that, they kneel before a person's grave and stuff like that. Is that really disrespectful? Fully,
Like you say, they get their own opinions. They can say they don't even have to say a word. They just keep it in their system and they just go ahead and do it. And then you just hope that no one goes out there and says something nasty.
Yeah, I mean it's a silent protest. It's not like you're screaming out loud or making ruckus or anything like that.
Nope.
You're taking a knee for a subject that needs to be talked about, that needs to be brought to light. And for me, that you should always listen to what a person's
Listen
doing.
to what they have to say in their opinion.
Yeah, just listen to their opinion. Have your own opinion, but try to understand theirs. Try to understand where a person is coming from. And if you do that, you open yourself up to more ideas and stuff and thinking better. That it's, hey, this person's kneeling, it's wrong. That's your only excuse is that it's wrong.
Someone will say that to somebody, but then if you do say that, you're opening the risk of getting into a heated argument and a heated debate.
Yeah, but if your only argument is that it's wrong, that it's really not backing up your argument very well.
No, then you're looking for a fight if you start.
Yeah. Then you're just looking for a fight. You're just stuck in your ways.
Yep. So. But all right, we've had enough of that now. I decided enough's enough. We had our say out of it. I want to talk about golf.
Let's talk about some golf
because that sport is actually underway.
Yep, that sport's played 3 or 4 tournaments by now.
This is only their first. Well, yeah, but this is their first one, and they're playing right now as we speak.
Yep.
This is called the Charles Schwab Challenge. That's out in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'll tell you right now, the field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7,
I saw a lot of U.S. players on that field.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, Rory McIlroy and Justin Rose and Corey Connors are actually all at 10 under par, but the person they're chasing is Xander Schleifele, who's 13 under.
Pronunciation on that.
His tee time is 10 after 2. Is at 10 after 2. But that, from what I've seen with the list right now, 3 shots within like 15 players. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's compelling. Golf. I'm not really much in on golf. As well.
I'll watch the major golf events, but I've actually been watching this quite a bit in this tournament just to see how the players are doing, what they're adapted to. Are they used to this? Are they doing okay? Getting back to the game of it.
Usually I just watch the final round of a golf tournament.
Well, today will be your chance.
The last hour and stuff of it, just to get a feel of what happened and stuff and everything else.
But I like the field that they have with right now, because there was a few that struggled in the first round on Thursday, but then Friday they made it all up for it, and they've already made it a good tournament, and now this is where we stand. And remember, in a couple of weeks, that the people who work at the Travelers Championship, they're having an idea how they're going to set this all up when it comes here in 2 weeks, and what the guidelines are, and how are they going to.
Yeah, I know. I reached out to them, and they said they were too busy to come on the show.
And I don't blame them right now.
Don't blame them for that for now.
The idea.
Yep, they were prepping for everything and stuff like that.
And you know what the worst thing's going to do? What do you do with in that area when you drive by? Are you going to have to tell them that you're going to have to close the road so they can't go that way, so they can't see what's going on in the tournament?
Yeah, I know. That's maybe and stuff. So if you have people parked on the side of the road trying to see in.
Well, yesterday they had fans, but the problem was, you can't really kick these people out. There are people that live in a house near the golf course, and you can't kick them out of there. You can keep your distance away and just watch what they're doing.
Yep.
As long as you're not on the course, you're actually up on the balcony. But there were like a few fans cheering. And I think there was a restaurant that was open too, and they were watching what was going on. But that was it.
Well, yeah. If you got some restaurant and some owners inside a restaurant watching, you can't really stop that or anything.
No, you can't tell them, sorry, you can't come. There's a golf tournament. You can't.
Yeah, sorry, you can't watch. People are going to find a way to watch, And the person from the balcony, that's no harm. That's a person watching from a balcony with probably binoculars and stuff like that.
Binoculars, yep.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, you can't video.
That's fine.
I don't think you can video. Oh, maybe they would find a way to sneak videotaping by phone, but
yeah, they could do that. That's actually more legal.
You would be okay to do that because you're not on the course. You're actually up at your house, so you're okay doing that.
Yeah, but that's the legal
as long as
rights.
You don't share it.
Yeah, as long as you don't share it, which you probably will be.
Yes, you would, because it doesn't matter.
As long as you don't share it and make money off of it, it's the legal rights of the golf tournament.
Yeah,
to not have anybody recorded like that.
Yep, but I am happy that golf's made a return. There's another tournament that's going on too for the younger people, but I think golf probably would have been the first sport that would come back because there isn't as many, there isn't like a big gathering.
Isn't as many challenges to keep social distancing and stuff like that to keep players safe.
Like for an example, if a golf player hits the golf ball and it hits into a cart path, or if it goes somewhere toward the fence, and the only bad news is about this is the fan is not getting a golf ball hit off the top of their noggin or something like that, or any part of your body.
Yeah.
Because you've seen a golfer can get lucky if it hits a person, you're better off going there than taking a one-stroke penalty.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's odd things, but you know what? Hey, the fans will be back eventually in golf. We're probably thinking if all goes well, as long as it's not in another state where they're spiking, maybe July or August.
Yep, and that's limited capacity too. It's not going to be full capacity. I think that's going to be just like 1,000 people or something like that.
Before you continue, Joe, you got music going on in your background.
What music?
I can hear. Oh shoot, or is it me? Wait a minute.
It's you.
Figures.
Okay. What's going on here?
It was me. Okay, I thought it was you in the background.
No,
okay.
no. I don't have my TV on in the back. No,
all right.
No TV.
My other thing, not golf, but
okay.
I have seen, what was it? I'm trying to forget.
What was it? What was going on?
The NASCAR race today is from Miami, Florida.
Okay, yep.
There is no fans again.
Yep.
But I think they're coming up soon where you're going to have 1,000 fans from the military come to the race, and then you're going to have one that's going to have 5,000 fans.
Okay.
Now, the only thing they have to watch out for, of course, is how well social distancing is going to work, and number two, what's going to happen with everybody else. Can they stay 6 feet apart? And of course, hopefully you don't get any debris falling into the stands, but
yeah. Well, what NASCAR and golf have going for themselves, then it's outside.
Mm-hmm.
The virus doesn't spread that well outside in fresh air, so that's a good thing that they got going for them. So it's easier for them to bring back fans and stuff.
Even our own Stafford Springs Raceway is going to start practicing now too. I heard they got the all clear to do that.
Yep. Stafford's going to start.
Yep. So it's beginning to be, we're starting to open up a little bit. Don't rush it. Don't be like our president who thinks that you need to do it now and stuff. He's already got enough on his plate already as it is.
Yeah. The president.
Happy birthday to him. Whoopee, 74 years old. But
yeah.
The one other thing I do want to mention, if you probably heard about this, is the Olympics are now next year.
Yep.
They don't really still feel very uncomfortable right now.
No, they don't feel fully. Hopefully, everything's good by next year.
Yeah, well, it's July 2021, but how comfortable do you think they feel? They feel.
How comfortable? Well, that's a whole another level of actually pulling off an event, because you got people from everywhere. You got players from everywhere. You got participants from everywhere going to one place.
Yep.
That's the ultimate level right there. So that's a big challenge.
Because I don't think this is a done deal yet that the Olympics are going to go there right now at this time. I mean, I know it's postponed, but
So
it's just you have to decide what's going to happen. Are you going to limit the events, or are you going to
you got players living facilities to worry about. You got the bus driver to worry about for driving people around and stuff. You got media to worry about from everywhere.
Too, don't forget them.
Yep. I mean,
and the media is going to be in your face.
Yeah. So that's what to be. That's going to be a next level by next year. That's next level. That's to pull off an event like that. It's hard enough to pull off an Olympics without a pandemic happening.
Well, they wanted to continue and go forward with it despite the fact it was getting bad, and then they were no. The Olympic Committee decided no, you can't do it, and even our own state was starting to say no, we need to pull out. Now it's kind of really a good thing we aren't having it, because then Brazil would not have been able to go. They would have told the people who participate in the sports in Brazil Olympics, they would have said nope, no chance.
Yeah. So it's a shame that they don't have them this year, but hopefully it comes back next year. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's what you have to hope for at this point. You want the Olympics to come back next year. You want all the major golf things. I mean, we're not losing all majors. We lost the British Open, but
yeah,
it's understandable. But you still have the Masters. You still have the championship, the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Open. They have the Ryder Cup, of course. Same thing, as long as nothing spikes up or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even unfortunately this year, you heard tennis. They're going to start up again soon, but they've already canceled Wimbledon. They canceled the French Open.
Yeah.
There's a tennis player who is not very comfortable about playing in the U.S. Open right now, and she is from the United States.
Yeah. Everybody's just scared about getting the virus. Everybody's just worried about doing that.
Yep. Oh, okay. You heard about football, right? That the facilities have opened, but they told the NFL players you are still doing your virtual workouts till June 26th.
Okay. So that's still virtual workouts.
Still virtual workouts, but they haven't done anything yet about they're going to do a training camp or a regular season. There have been a couple people that have told me, quote, that they think the season's going to start late or they're going to delay the start of the NFL.
Ooh, that's another delayed sport. Wow.
Don't forget. Remember, Joe, the NFL has been the luckiest sport out of college football itself. Too.
Yeah, and college football has a even bigger mess than the NFL because they got more teams to worry about.
Right. Not only that, if you're going to start postponing workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to do for football? Because you already know the people down in the Southeastern SEC. Let me tell you, that's their football life down there.
Yeah. They live and breathe football down there. So,
yeah, I don't think they care about basketball or any other sport. It's football or bust.
Yep. Those fans are fully football fans. And college football,
they're not going to, even if they get told no fans, you better just tailgate at home, because don't bother going to the stadium at this point.
Yeah. That's another thing. What do you do with the tailgaters?
That's another good point. The question is, with tailgating, okay, if there's no fans, you can't go tailgate anyway. There isn't going to make a difference.
Yeah, I know.
If you get to have football fans in your stadium to a capacity, okay, what capacity can you have tailgaters at the event? And how's it going to spread 6 feet apart? Because
I know.
Laid out together.
Yep. How are you going to space that out? That's a good point. I mean, tailgating is part of football.
That's the number one sport, by the way, too. It's football for tailgating.
Football. Yep. So that's a big event. Most people don't even buy a ticket. They stay out in the parking lot the whole game.
Yeah, they just tailgate. They get drunk. They bring their food. They make it on their grills, and
they bring more than food. They bring a whole pig roast most of the time.
Yeah, I know. They bring a barbecue grill with them. They'll bring their cornhole game, so they got something to play. Whip around a football or play basketball. Bring their own hoop or something.
They'll bring the 57-inch television to watch the game from the back seat of the car.
Or if they get super bored, they can always bring their PlayStation or their Xbox to play football, Madden 2020 or something.
Yeah, they've done that too. Yeah. So if it's a boring game, you've got Madden football to play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when we went to the game at CCSU, I mean, there wasn't too many tailgaters going on, but
there was a lot.
There was a few. Well, we saw a couple cars. I don't mean like tailgating all over the place. I'm talking about just tailgating in a couple spots.
Well, in the more private lots and stuff, the more expensive lots to the park, there's big time tailgating, because I've been in those lots, Coachy. They're all over the place. I mean, it's not even every other car. It's every car has its own.
When 6 feet wasn't back then, of course.
Yeah. It's a bonding. It's tradition. It's a tradition to tailgate and stuff like that. So people do like that. That's going to be hard for them to not do and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. Because now going to a college game, what are you going to do if you do this? Are you going to bring a big truck, or are you going to bring a small vehicle so you don't have to really social distance too much? If you bring like a small compact car.
Yeah. What are the people going to do for the tickets for the spacing out people? Remember, we were at UConn, parking's jam packed.
Oh, that was atrocious. That was bad.
I mean, we parked 2 miles away just to walk to the stadium.
And then when we went back to our car, the place was trashed.
Yep, the place was trashed. They had every garbage pails full of everything.
If we had to count beer cans and everything, I would probably say it would be close to into the 6 figures, not 7, but definitely into the
six figures numbers of beer cans.
And they really didn't have interest in watching them lose that game anyway. They were just more interested in just having a good time in the tailgate.
Yeah, like I said, most of those kids who go to the college football games don't even go into the stadium.
No,
they just stay out there and tailgate.
They hope they can get a free ticket, or someone sells them on the street.
Yeah, or they just stay out in their vehicles. I mean, that's going to be tough for football and college football to do. That's going to be
even, I would say, high school football. I would say in that ranks too. For some states.
Some states, they do tailgating for high school football too. Yep. I don't know about our football. Is there a lot of
Not really.
No.
Well, maybe a couple cities that I've seen doing football games for Bristol Central. I've seen a couple, maybe a couple cars that do it, but not as much.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they do it when because I don't get there to a road game to like maybe a half hour before, because we don't need to sit in a parking lot for 2 hours. And even at the games at home, they don't really tailgate at all, Joe.
Okay.
They basically go down, get ready. Football players are there. You know what they do actually? Okay. After school, they have a meal. They don't bother to have any tailgating or anything. They already have food that was prepared by the parents. They get it all set up.
Yep.
They're in the cafeteria till about 4-ish. They get their gear on, and then before you know it, it's game time. So that's the way they do their tailgating. They don't really,
Yeah. Okay.
Except for maybe Thanksgiving, yeah, they'll do a tailgate outside, but that's just the Thanksgiving game, basically.
Yep. So it's majorly just college and pro that do the
college
tailgate.
And pro is the big one.
Yep.
Unless you're at Duke, when you try and get Duke tickets, then you bring your tents and you sleep.
Yeah. Take a nap.
That's always as it is. So
yeah.
But that's the tailgating of football for you, what they're going to do, and I probably will read it eventually online how it's going to be set up. But
yeah, but that's a good point. That's a good point to bring up. That what are you going to do with tailgating for college and professional sports? How are you going to distance people? How are you going to sort through people? So yeah. All right, we got a couple more minutes. Anything else?
Yeah, we can probably just continue the tailgating story because that's what our minds are on right now.
Yeah. I'm hungry now, so.
I know. That's okay. My dinner's coming soon, but
yeah.
You notice a little bit too that they'll tailgate basketball. They'll do it for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, not as much though. Not as much.
Baseball, they'll do that come playoff time. Maybe they'll do it in the regular season a little bit, but during the playoffs they may do that in case you have to sit in the parking lot 3 or 4 hours early.
Well, mostly baseball and basketball. Sometimes you're parking in a structure, and you can't do that. Parking structure around here, you're parking in the all the parking structures and stuff for Hartford and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's not too many for basketball for tailgating. And stuff
I have seen one for hockey when I went to Uniondale Coliseum in New York.
Yeah.
There was, if you recall, I did see some tailgating before the game. I mean, it wasn't too many people.
Yeah.
But I thought I watched to see how it would go. I'm like, it's not really the same. That's why football number one. Now soccer, European soccer, they may be doing this too.
Okay.
They probably take it very seriously, and they'll probably tailgate out there because you're almost there for game time, even though you're not watching a football being thrown, you're watching a soccer ball being kicked around and everywhere else. So
that's the debate whether to call it football too or soccer.
Yep. Before we go, everybody, remember next Saturday we do start the Triple Crown, even though it's going backwards.
Yep. Next Saturday, the Belmont.
The Belmont Stakes will be on next Saturday. No fans, of course, but if you want to put a bet down on the horse, by all means, for it and see how your horse does. And we hope that it goes very smooth down there in New York next weekend. And we'll see how that goes.
That should be another easier sport to monitor and stuff like that. That it's outside.
Maybe we'll
You're not giving the horse the coronavirus.
Yeah, and we'll see what horses are out there. Maybe you and I can pick a horse on the show next week. And
we'll study up about it. We'll learn about the horses, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Picks. I've done this for fun at home before, so I've won a couple times, but it's only for $5. That's okay. $5 is worth it.
Yeah, you're not going to go broke.
It's not like you're putting a horse in at the odds of 13-1, and you put a big. You win big. If you lose, well, you're down the toilet, but that's okay.
Yep.
So, all right, that'll do it, everybody. For this set.
That will do it for the Sportsman Show. I am your host, Joe Musil.
I am Jason Coachy DeCarolis. It was fun, everybody. We will see you hopefully next Saturday.
Next Saturday. We'll see about that. We may have a guest next Saturday, too, so prepare for that.
Stay tuned for that, folks.
Yep, stay tuned for that. It's not just going to be me and Coachy talking, but that's okay. Stay safe.
Ask the questions, we'll do the listening.
Yep. They will.
All right, everybody, stay safe, and we'll see you hopefully next week. See you on Saturday. We hope. If not, then we'll probably be next Sunday again.
Yep. Stay safe.
All right. Stay safe, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.